Hey, it's DJ from csvape.com, and today we're going to be talking about the HPriv 220 Watt by Smoketek. The Smoketek HPriv 220 Watt is one of the most innovative platforms released by Smoketek. Smoketek has paved the way for vaping technology with each new release they roll out. This device's sleek design does stand out while employing a more ergonomic feel that's powered by simply squeezing the fire bar. With the wattage range from 6 to 220 watts, it's sure to have enough power to feed all of your unique building needs. The Smoketek HPriv proves a noticeable weight reduction of about 20% from its older brother, the X-Cube 2, while still being able to hold two 18650 high drain batteries, which are sold separately. All right, so the Smoketek HPriv 220 Watt. Now, this is the younger brother from the X-Cube 2 160 watt device. It does still have the ergonomic whole side button type of firing here, and it also has a bottom battery door. Now, this USB port, as we always say, it is not for charging. It actually has it printed here, which I've never seen on a device before. Upgrade only for this port, okay? It's not for charging. It does come with the USB cable, don't get me wrong, but don't use it for charging, please. It can potentially be hazardous and a danger to yourself. Now, unlike the previous version, the X-Cube 2, as I mentioned, it does not have the Bluetooth feature to change the LED color on the side of the side panel for firing. This is a more simplified version. It's a smaller version. It's a lighter version, and that's what people are liking nowadays. It does have a gold-plated 510 spring-loaded pin on the top to compensate for any length or pin lengths of any atomizer you may be using. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on and kind of navigate through the menu system and show you how it operates. Now we're gonna turn it on by hitting it 5 times. Now what's weird is hitting it 5 times again while it's on, it does not turn it off. All it does is it locks it. Now I'm actually gonna turn it off real quick and show you what it cycled through on the entry, well, I would say the introduction welcoming menu. So once you turn it on, it gives you the Smoketek logo, what the model is, the version that you're on, and of course a welcoming. If you notice on the screen, it is preset to temperature mode, 315 degrees Celsius in hard mode. It has the ohm reading on the lower left, the voltage reading on the lower right, and the wattage to up above the voltage, but it would only have this positioning when you're in temperature mode. So you have the battery meter, of course, in the upper right to keep track of your battery life, especially if you're out somewhere and you're not around a charger. You want to keep your eye on that. So let's go into, of course, the functionalities of the buttons left and right. That's pretty typical. Up is on the right, down is on the left. So let's go into the menu system. And in order to get into the menu system, it's 3 button presses. 1, 2, 3. You have the mode. The first one is mode. Second one is puffs. Third one is settings, and fourth one is power. That's how you turn it off and on. Now, if you don't want to wait too long, like if I have this waiting and I don't touch anything, it's going to go back to, or probably proceed into the next option without you knowing, and it's just doing it by itself, and you won't be able to change any settings. It's just going and cycling through because there's no activity on the buttons. Now, in order to get into it, we're going to do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. And the mode, you want to hold the button. There you go, temp mode. You can go temp mode, memory mode, wattage mode. We're gonna go to wattage mode. Hold the button to select it. Now the hard, max, minimum, soft, normal. What that is it's the, I would say it's the amount of aggression on the ramp up time based on the setting you have it set on. So if you want it more of a gradual type of heat distribution to the coil, it can do that. You would set it more on soft or normal. If you want more of a faster ramp up time, you would go to maximum or hard, and it will give you that really good instant hit. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. 1, 2, 3. Next mode would be puffs. Hold the firing button to select it. Now you can have it limit you see the amount of puffs. I mean, I've personally never seen anybody use this because they just vape away. They don't want to be limited to the amount of puffs per day, but you can change that, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and select that. Reset puffs, yes or no. We can go yes, and that will reset the puff count. 1, 2, 3 again. We're gonna go into the third mode, that's settings. We're gonna hold the firing button, and that shows you. Now, screen time, select that. You can have it stealth on or off. Now, when stealth is on, what happens is it doesn't light up the screen, whether you change the settings or whatever. It only lights up the screen when you actually physically fire the device, and it will show you. It's usually used to save battery life, but it's a very minuscule amount. But some people do notice it depending on your overall setup, your build, your wattage level, everything else kind of comes into play with that. So we're gonna go back into it, settings. Oh, see, okay, so actually I pressed it instead of holding it, so it went to the next one over. So we're gonna hold that. Screen time, the next one is screen lock. Now you can have it auto lock if you want to not display anything if you'd like. That's totally up to you. I mean, some people just like to leave it lit. It depends on the person themselves, but I like to just leave it unlocked. So 1, 2, 3 again, go into settings. The next setting would be the contrast. Now, it kind of goes slow in the beginning to turn it's basically brightness. It goes kind of slow in the beginning, but it does speed up. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but it does go dim, and then you can go all the way up to brighten it up again 100%. Again, that is a battery saving feature, very minuscule, but depending on your overall setup, you may notice a difference. All right, we're gonna go back into the menu, in the settings. We got screen lock, contrast, screen direction. Okay, so for those who are right-handed or left-handed, you can actually change this. You can go screen normal or screen rotate. So if you're right-handed and you like to have the button on the finger side, you can do that. And if you're left-handed, you know, you can always change that accordingly as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that back. Awesome. So one more time, 1, 2, 3 into the menu, settings. The next one would be the time. Now you can change the time and date on this device. I'm not sure why you would need the time and date on your vape, but it is possible. Go into it and you can change the time, you can change the year, you can change the month, the day, and the actual time. That's pretty cool, I suppose, if you feel that it's gonna be useful to you. And then you have the adjustment on the ohms. That's more so for temperature control. And then as far as the download, of course, that's for the firmware updates on this device itself. So we're gonna go and exit because we're not hooked up to anything at all. But yeah, that's the SmokeTech H-Priv. It is, again, you know, just like its predecessor, our older brother, you can say, XCube 2, 160 watt. Now you have a smaller device with a similar chip, but a higher wattage level. You can check out the H-Priv 220 watt and other SmokeTech products on csvape.com. My name is DJ, and we're here to help you switch the habit.
Switch the habit at csvape.com.